Are you as excited as I am?
By the sounds of it, no.
But first, before we get started, I wanted to show you this email I got today.
You're getting a partial refund. $5
for a ticket.
Oh yeah, so this is, I mean, maybe we'll talk about
Look
this
at
on
this
the
line
regular.
right there.
This is all thanks to Robert Smith. Like they're like blaming him as though they're like, we didn't want to do this.
Right. It's very sarcastic. This is all thanks to Robert Smith. Yes. So I guess there's been a lot of news lately about like concert tickets being insanely high, like with Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen.
And we should talk about this because this is big Cure news. And we'll probably mention it on the regular episode too because it's big Cure news. I mean, honestly, this concert, the news is that they announced a North American tour for the first time in a decade or something. Like, it's been a really long time.
Yeah, it must have been like 2013 or something.
A decade.
So like 10 years, yeah.
So the internet is ablaze. And they apparently tried to do a release type that hadn't been done before. They said they negotiated with Ticketmaster to make it so that if you're a verified fan, you could get tickets, which is some sort of system where you had to sign up for. I actually wasn't able to do this. So what was it like? What was that noise? I think it was a vibrating phone.
Yeah, so I didn't know about that. My buddy Luke, he sent me like a link. He's like, he goes to every concert. Like,
okay.
He just buys up tickets to concerts, and he spends so much money on concerts a year. Anyway, so he knows all about how this stuff works, like because he's done it for like LCD Sound System and other big shows.
Sure.
So he just sends me a link saying you have to register on this in order to enter the lottery to get tickets.
Were you able to do that before the day?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Nobody told me that.
Right.
And I like showed up on the day and it was like everything sold out. And I was like, fucking great. So
Yeah.
then there's general admission, which I obviously also didn't get. But what I'm told is that because there's a bunch of stuff on StubHub, like there's a bunch of like resale tickets.
Yeah.
But Allison, our friend Allison, told me that in this specific Cure ticket sale contract, you are not allowed to transfer your online tickets to anyone else. You're stuck with them. If you want to get rid of them, you can sell them back to Ticketmaster so they can relist them. And I think a lot of resellers just bought them anyway and didn't know that.
Right.
So I think they're going to slowly replenish when people realize they can't actually sell them on StubHub. And that's because Robert Smith specifically was like, we don't want this to happen.
Right.
So you had to go through verified fan, and then you had to be able to get them early, and then general admission. So hopefully I'll still be able to get some tickets, but I wasn't able to get them on the day, which is very disappointing because I still have never seen The Cure, and I would really like to go to this Madison Square Garden show. I'll buy them off StubHub if I could, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, I don't think you can either. I remember seeing an article that, you know, before all this happened too, that Robert Smith, was really big on, I want these tickets to be affordable to all fans. Still a bit expensive in New York. My friends in Dallas were buying them for like $25.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
It's fucking Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, so Madison Square Garden, I was like, I think 119
right
per ticket for upper balcony, like almost the very back.
And people were saying that the listing, even for nosebleeds, was like 70, 80. But then when you actually went to buy them, the fees were more than the tickets.
Oh.
And Robert Smith was posting screenshots of other people on Twitter of other people's like checkout and being like, this is unacceptable. This is not the fucking agreement we had.
Right.
You said you were going to do this.
Yeah. The cheapest ticket was $79, which is, I think, only like the back 5 rows of the arena of Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Very top, the very back 5 rows. If 6th row, which is what I got, it jumps up to 119.
Yeah.
And I almost went with the total cheapest ones, but I was like, maybe I could get the front section of the balcony, which I don't remember if I ended up doing that or not. And I was like, fuck it. Yeah, I'll just do that. I don't want, So if I had bought the $79 tickets, the fees would have been more than the $79?
Seemed like that was the case.
Oh, okay.
So they were just fucking up everybody, and so they were like, "We're gonna try and get you these fees back." And so part of this is that's why you got that email.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember seeing this big announcement that Ticketmaster was going to do, I think $10 per ticket for those ones, for the $79 ones, which doesn't cover the fees. If the fees were $80,
Right? No, not at all.
they're only getting $10 back,
It's a really like minimal like fine,
and everybody else is only getting $5 back.
and I have to imagine that it's somehow illegal. Otherwise, they wouldn't do this. Like they wouldn't be like, okay, fine, just because. Mm-hmm. Like they wouldn't be shamed into it. Like Robert Smith is probably like, we're gonna sue you.
Right.
I feel like they must have done something illegal. So it's been cool to see Robert Smith, even in his old age, have a really interesting and good moral standing on these kinds of things and not be a greedy fucker. Mm-hmm. Someone who really wants his fans to be able to see the show. So it's been really interesting and cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's so funny to see in an email, this is thanks to Robert Smith.
This is thanks to Robert Smith. This is all thanks to Robert. It says all, right? This is all thanks to Robert Smith.
Let's see, the exact wording is, this is all thanks to Robert
Yes,
Smith.
it is.
This big hullabaloo, which I still don't even have the refund.
They didn't give you the $5?
No, it's common for this to take 7 to 10 days.
No, it isn't. You've never done this before in your life.
Who's giving me this
Ticketmaster.
refund? My roommate?
My